Hi, my name is Kent C. Dodds, and I'm the owner and maintainer of the Angular Formally project. And this video, I'm going to show you how to suggest an example for the Angular Formally website. So the angularformally.com website is really useful because it has a ton of examples. And if you have used Angular Formally and have created this really cool thing that you feel like other people could benefit from, one of the best things that you can do, short of creating an entire library, is to create an example of how you did it. And so you scroll down here to the bottom and you'll see this suggest an example. So you go there and it will take you to the Angular Formally website repo where it has contributing examples. And so that's super helpful. You can create an example by cloning this JSBin template, and you'll fill in your name and a URL to you, like your website or your Twitter handle or GitHub or something, and then the title of the example, so something that describes the example. And then in here, in the HTML, that maps right here, you'll describe what the example is demonstrating. And then from there, you have total reign over everything that happens in here to create the example. You can add a run function here to configure Angular formally, or a config function. Yeah, that's how you created an example using JSBin. And then you will copy the ID for your example, which will come right after .com. And you'll go back to Angular formally, the website, and you'll make a pull request to examples.json. And in here, you'll simply find like the appropriate section that yours belongs to. So if it's a custom type, or if it's something specific to Angular Formally templates Bootstrap, or if it's something about field options, you'll put it in the right section. Or if it's an entirely new section, then we can look at that, like a different instead of Bootstrap, one of the different CSS frameworks or something. But then you'll specify a title, and that is how your example will appear on the Angular Formally website at the top of your example. So if we go to expression properties, that is the title. And then you have a slug, and that is the slug right here. And then you have the JSBin ID, which will be the ID that you have right here. And then any keywords, and this helps with the filter here. So if I do I18N, then I can see the Angular translate shows up as part of that filter. And so that is how you add an item to the examples.json file. And then you'll simply commit your changes. For you, it will likely create a pull request on a new branch in a new fork for you. And then I will look at the example, maybe give a couple of tips for you, and then I'll create, or I'll merge the pull request, and it will be live on the site it should be live on the site within about 5 minutes or so. And that is how you contribute an example to Angular formally. And if you're curious of some examples that you could create, go to the issues and look at help wanted. And those are some of the examples that I would like help from. And if you're feeling really ambitious, then you can just, instead of filtering help wanted, you can look at example request, and you can look at some of the ones that I haven't specified I want help, but technically I want help on all of them, so we'll just do that. So help is great, and that is how you suggest an example to Angular Formally's website.